Well, Rebel Wilson is finally breaking her silence after all. She has been quiet. She's been living her best life, right? So we can hope. But she's breaking her silence about this whole mess with the Deb and these SH claims that she's been dragged into, and its strange connection to Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. So much to get into. And I went and I watched Wicked for Good, and I am forever changed. And we'll get into it. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. And dive in we shall. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in, welcome on in. Welcome on in, everybody in the club. Just a heads up, our latest book club is officially available for No Filter All Access. We read Cheryl Hines' Unscripted, and we will have our Zoom, our members only Zoom, that'll be this Friday. So you must be a member of No Filter All Access. If you are a member of the Zactivated plan, then you have full access to book club. If not, you can join us on our monthly Zoom calls. We will have a Zoom this Friday, Black Friday. We'll get to we'll have a post Thanksgiving little vibe, a little fun celebration. Celebrate good time. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's up, guys? Yes, become a member of No Filter All Access. You can go to allaccess.supercast.com, or there's a link in the description below. Join, become a member. We have bonus episodes, ad-free. Every episode that you get here throughout the week, you have ad-free. So you can do ad-free episodes. You can get bonus episodes. You have the Zactivated tour that's available to watch. So you can watch the different cities on Supercast. You can log into your Supercast account. You can also connect it to your Spotify and to your Apple Podcast account. So if you want to listen to on your native app, you can do that as well. So you don't have to necessarily log into Supercast, but you can. Robin said, what time on Friday? I don't know. What time do you guys think we should do? Noon? Why don't we do like a hungover 11 a.m.? Well, I guess we still technically have to have a regular episode for Friday. I guess we'll tape the show at 9 as usual. And then after that, we'll immediately jump onto the Zoom. So we'll plan like 11, 10 a.m. Yes, that's right. Discounts on merch. I'm thinking of launching maybe a fun holiday merch, something. TBD. We'll see if we can realistically make that happen. But yeah, be sure to sign up for No Filter All Access. I went and I saw Wicked last night, you guys. I saw Wicked for Good. I did it. I watched it so you don't have to. I was actually kind of excited about it because I saw the first Wicked, Wicked for beginners, and it wasn't bad. Like, I actually enjoyed it. I didn't watch it in theaters. I didn't have anybody to go to the theater with to watch it, but I ended up watching it in on Peacock at home. And I thought it was good. The first one, it was entertaining. We had the what's the song where she's like defying gravity and na defying gravity. So yeah. That one I liked it. The music was good. All of it was, it was popping. It was pop, lock, and dropping. Callie said, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, guys, hit that like button. You're watching this right now. And so I was looking forward to part 2 because I was like, okay, Wicked for Good. This is where we get like the conclusion, because I felt like the first movie, like there wasn't a lot of story to it. There was a lot of, not a lot happening, but it was like everything that led up to everything that happened in The Wizard of Oz. And so I was like, oh, okay, so now we're going to get Dorothy. We're going to get a little bit of a mixture of The Wizard of Oz. And we didn't get any of that at all. And I was just like, what? We didn't get any, like they kind of teased us with Dorothy in the last one, but we get no Dorothy this time. We barely see the shoes, which I feel like was a really important plot line in Wicked. I wonder why they did it. I wonder if it was like a copyright issue or a legal issue, because technically I guess Wicked is Wicked like legally part of the Wizard of Oz franchise, like I know they're kind of intertangled, but my understanding is Wicked was like a fan fiction that was based off of the original. It was like, yeah, it was like fan fiction, but it was part of it was separate from the original Wizard of Oz. So I don't know. I'm a little because it was the book and then it became the Broadway show and then now it's the movie and now it's like become mainstream. Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. It's a 1995 dark fantasy novel. Yep. Then the Wicked years. Oh, there were series because then there was Son of a Witch, A Lion Among Men, and Out of Oz. Those are the next three books that followed in the series. It says Wicked is a cynical, adult-oriented revision of the characters and setting of the children's novel, The Wizard of Oz, along with its sequels. The novel is presented as a biography of the Wicked Witch of the West. Here, given the name Elphaba Throp. The book follows Elphaba from birth through her social ostracism, school years, radicalization, and her final days. Maguire shows the traditionally villainous character in a sympathetic light, using her journey to explore the problem of evil and the nature versus nurture debate, as well as themes of terrorism, propaganda, and existential purpose. In 2003, the novel was loosely adapted into Wicked the Musical. Yep. And then it became a two-part feature film in 2024 and 2025. Yep. So it's not directly about it, right? Because it was like an adult, because like The Wizard of Oz was like a children's book. And then this is like the adult-themed kind of like fan fiction. You were correct about Wicked. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. So yeah, I would imagine that it's there's some sort of legal issue. There were probably copyright issues where they kind of had to buy into that, but also like that's kind of strange too. Huh. Okay. Anyway, here are my thoughts on Wicked for Good. It was okay. It wasn't great. I was reading everybody's reviews online because everyone was going and they were watching. They were writing like these long paragraphs on their Instagram stories, like, "Oh my god, it changed my life!" And oh my god, I was like, "Oh, there was nothing more insufferable than the press junket with Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Like that alone was already overkill. They're great in the movie together. Like they have really good chemistry, but them being all over each other and Cynthia like fingering her during an interview. I'm just like, can we not? You guys, like, can we save that for later? Can you like make out with her in the bathroom later? Like, I don't care to see this. I don't care to watch this. Like, I'm not interested in this, whatever is happening right in front of me. And they're becoming like more skeletal the more we see them. It's like they're losing less and less weight. And I'm just like, are they just going to wither into, oblivion? Are they just going to like completely abolish at some point? I know like we're in the era of like bringing back the 2000s and like bringing back heroin chic, but like it's a little too heroin, a little too not too chic, right? It's like, we're looking like Dobie the elf, and it's not cute. Not cute at all. And everyone's like, why are they always crying every time they're talking about the movie? I don't know. Probably because they're hungry. That's why they're always damn crying, because they're hungry. And that's why they're always holding on to each other, is because they're trying to like use each other's body weight to, give some warmth, because there's no flesh left on either of their bones. And then Cynthia has no hair. She's like a bald cat. Those cats. That's what Cynthia reminds me of, like a bald cat with no hair. I don't like it. I don't like when people don't do eyebrows. I'm not a fan of that look. Ariana and her eyebrows, I'm glad that she finally went back to her darker hair, because the blonde was not working for her. It was very washed out. It worked for the Glinda character, but it was just not working for Ariana, and I did not like it. The eyebrows were not giving. Okay. They look emaciated. They do look emaciated. They look hungry. They look like they're starving. They're hungry for, I don't even know what they're hungry for. Hungry for attention. Hungry for each other. Hungry for coochie. Here's a lesson, ladies, especially to the lesbians. It doesn't matter how much kitty you're eating. You need real food too. You can eat all the kitty. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. And Cynthia was like, damn right, I'm gonna eat the cat. I'm gonna get that cat grande. Not tall, not venti. I want it grande. Yeah. So, but Wicked for Good. Okay, the music didn't slap. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Yes, let's be honest. The music did not slap. There wasn't like a good we didn't have one of those moments. What was it? I'm changed forever. That one, it's fine. And The Wizard and I didn't even remember The Wizard and I feel like it went by so fast that I just didn't like the music was not as strong as the oh, but Ariana Grande was good in it. I mean, Cynthia Erivo was fine. But my whole thing is I watched the movie and I'm like, wasn't the whole point of Wicked to be like, oh yeah, she's the Wicked Witch, but she's actually not evil. She's the hero at the end of the day. I'm like, what is she a hero of? What? Why are we overinflating Elphaba? Like, what does Elphaba actually do? Nothing. She does a whole lot of nothing. People are like, well, actually, she influences Galinda to be good. And I was like, but does she though? Like, sure, I guess, like, if you really want to make, like, I feel like we're kind of just using Elphaba, but like, she gets shunned from Oz. Is that what it is? The land of Oz? Is that where they live? Is in Oz? So they get she gets shunned from the land of Oz. She goes away for years and years and years. Apparently, she has a baby at some point, right? Doesn't she have a baby? Because that's like one of the future books is that she had a baby, but she was in a coma when she had the baby. I don't know. Something crazy like that. Maybe that's a future book. I'm getting them all mixed up. But for the purposes of the movie, she is like gone into the woods, and then all she really does is she occasionally comes back and she like cackles and scares all the little children, and then she writes the wizard is lying. And it's like, well, what do you care if the wizard's a liar? Like, what do you, are you going to expose him? Are you not going to expose him? And she really doesn't expose him at all. Like, she kind of just is like, he. Like, she just comes to terrorize the town, and then they think that she's the wicked big bad witch, and then they are scared of her. And it's like, you're not helping, because then you're just like ominously flying around like, like you're looking like a big bad evil witch. And I know that they already call you the big bad evil witch, but like, you can be like the Grinch. The Grinch's heart grew 4 times. Well, how many times? 3 times. Choose that. Like, he took a Viagra for his heart, and his heart grew. That's what she could do. She could take a Viagra for her heart, and then she'll be saved. But no, she didn't want to do that. She wanted to say the wicked evil witch. And then she couldn't even save the animals, right? Because then there's the scene where she's in the forest and the animals are like, we're leaving, we have to go. And she's like, don't go. And they're just like, we have to. It's not safe here anymore. And she's like, don't go. And then they still go. So she couldn't even stop the animals. And then finally she comes back into Oz and she goes to see Glinda, and she's breaking all the damn windows. I don't get why every time she has to come into a scene, she has to break a window. And then somebody online was like, well, Zack, it's because it's symbolism, and when you're seeing your reflection, you have to like crack the lies of what's being shown in the mirror. I'm like, but does the mirror lie? Is this a fun house? Why is our reflection lying to us? Can somebody call Christina Aguilera and have her sing the song from Mulan, Reflections? Because I'm confused as to why our reflection is constantly lying to us when that should be accurate. But if the glass cracking is some sort of symbolism, that's a little too much for me. Okay, I paid my money, I got my popcorn, I had my cocktail, I want to sit and enjoy the movie. I don't want to sit there with my handy dandy notebook and try to analyze all the symbolism in the movie. Just tell me what the movie's about. And throughout the whole damn movie, I'm like, why is this bitch breaking down all the windows? She's like, with the crowbar, I bust the windows out your car. And I'm like, but why? Like, but why? Give me a reason. What is the reason? So whatever, she's over here, breaking down all the windows, busting them open, and then Galinda's like, "Don't do that. Oh, they're gonna Elphaba, get in here before they see you." Whatever. And then, if anything, Galinda is the real hero of the story. Why? Because she actually did something. She actually took action. Whereas Elphaba comes and because Glinda's like, we're gonna get you and the wizard, and we're gonna bring you guys together, and it's gonna be a reunion of all reunions, right? And so it's like, okay, cool. And she's green. Yeah, and she's green. I don't even know what that was about, but you know what? And she's green. Period. Mishy Poo. Period. And she's green. Exactly. And she's green. Period. Anyway, moving on. So Glinda is the real hero of the story. Now, hear me out, okay? Get your little handy dandy notebooks out, because I'm about to school you. Because all the green lady did was she went and she flew away, and then she comes and terrorizes the town and continues to maintain her image. Like, she needed better PR. Right? She could have got one of the smart little bears or one of the little owls or someone to come out here and be like, we're going to rehab your image. We're going to work this, right? But no, she stays in hiding in the woods and does who knows what for however many years. And they're building the yellow brick road. And Glinda's like, listen, I'm going to be Andy Cohen. This is going to be a Real Housewives reunion. We're going to have Glinda on one side. We're going to have the Wizard of Oz on the other side. And we're going to bring you guys together, right? Family therapy. No. And Elphaba's like, no, I don't want to talk to him. It's like, really? Because that seems like the gateway to help you save the city, right? If you want to save the city and you want to save all the animals, but now suddenly you don't want to trust Oz. Hello, you have powers. He doesn't. You got magic. He doesn't have magic. Remember, he's fake. What you should do is pull him out in the streets and be like, let's go. Let's go, homie. Let's go. I got my wand. You got your wand. Let's do Harry Potter. Right? She didn't even do it. Like, she could have been smart. She could have done so many different things to expose that Oz was a liar. But instead, she's like, I'm just going to write words in the clouds like I'm a blimp. What does that accomplish? So anyway, Glinda ends up getting them to finally come face to face. They have a conversation, and then she's like, "You need to free the monkeys." And so, like, that's her big saving grace, is that she frees the monkeys. And but my thing is like, but you also gave the monkeys wings that they never asked for. They're like, "We don't want to fly. We just want to be like cool and talk and chill. And you gave us wings." And she's like, "I gave you wings, now fly." And they're just like, "Bitch." But then they end up like being friends with her and like, cool, she saved the monkeys. Got it. Okay, that was her really only her real saving grace, because then she goes and she finds all the animals. And I'm glad that she sets the animals free and the animals get to go out. But then they ruin Glinda's wedding. Okay. The fact that Glinda can even get married through all this chaos is another thing. But it's just like she's getting married and then all the animals come and it's like Stampede. She ruins the wedding. Not only does she ruin her best friend's wedding, but then she steals her best friend's man. And I get it. The real Ariana Grande in real life is a man stealer, but at least she stole a random lady's man, right? Whereas Elphaba went and stole Glinda's man, the man she was marrying, her fiance. Fiance. So I'm just like, where are the morals of Elphaba? Like, she's supposed to not be wicked, but like, I don't know. That's pretty wicked if you ask me. If you ask me, she would have married Kate and Ashley. So anyway, then she goes, she steals her fiance. She takes him to go do boom boom in the bedroom, but in the forest. Imagine she's like, "Come back to my lair. I got a sexy witch lair." And then he comes that back and it's like, "Ow, there's bushes and thorns and twigs in my ass." And she's like, "That's just my nails." And so whatever, they do their little thing because she's sleeping with her best friend's fiance, because she's not wicked, right? She's not wicked, wink wink. And then eventually she starts changing everybody, right? She like throws Nessa Rose in the air, and the bitch is like, "I can fly, I believe I can fly." I'm like, give her wings like the monkeys, right? But anyway, she's like dancing, and this is why it was a little challenging, like, not to be controversial, but it was a little challenging to like give Nessa Rose, like, to cast it to a woman that's actually in a wheelchair, because part of the story is that Elphaba helps Nessa Rose walk with the magic shoes, right? But obviously, when you're really in a wheelchair, then you can't fake walk. You can't like really walk because you're in a wheelchair and you like can't walk, but like in real life. So like you can't walk in the movie. So then instead they have her just like floating in the air and she's like, "Look at me. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky." They should have had her sing that song. That would have at least made the music in the movie good. Anyway, fast forward, she goes, and then Bach. She goes and she turns Bach into a Tin Man. And he's like, "What did you do to me?" And then he hates the Wicked Witch because she turned him into a Tin Man. And I'm just like, she's not helping anybody. She's like turning people left and right into all sorts of crazy creatures. And so then she ends up Fiyero, her man, her baby daddy that was originally supposed to be marrying her best friend. Okay, wicked. She goes and she turns him into a scarecrow. And I'm just like, he was hot. And then you made him ugly? All of that just to make him ugly at the end of the day. And then people in the comments were like, "Well, Zack, they made him ugly into a scarecrow because she was trying to save him. Like, if she didn't turn him into a scarecrow, he would have died." And I was like, you know what? I would have rather have died hot. I would have rather have you just take me out and at least I die as people's sexiest man alive, rather than living on as a scarecrow. Can we talk about the scarecrow? Let's look at the scarecrow. I bet the person sitting next to Zack could feel his disdain. Oh, trust me, I was trying to keep my voice down, but I was doing commentary the whole time. I was like, what is going on? It was very confusing, right? But also, we need to talk about this uncomfortable reality. And that's that, first of all, this is what they turned Jonathan Bailey into, which is atrocious, right? This is what Elphaba's like, "I love you, so I'm going to make you ugly." And it's like, what? And so this is what she makes him look like, the scarecrow, which, first of all, why does he look like that? Like, that doesn't even look like a scarecrow. That just looks like a really bad version of Ryan Reynolds. And everybody in the comments is saying it's Ryan Reynolds. Are we spoiling it? Because I want to know the ending. I'm not watching it. Yes, I'll tell you. Well, I'm telling you, I'm walking you through. So I'm giving you all the main plot points. But anyway, she, like, this is what she turns her manager. And it's like, you have a hot man. And then she suddenly, and then because they end up, together and they run off together into the sunset. But she's just like, "Oh my God, now you're so hot. I love you." And I'm just like, now he's hot? Like, now you think this is hot? Did you just fall out of a coconut tree? You literally had People Magazine's sexiest man alive, and then you turned him into this? No, make America hot again. Like, I don't want this. I don't want a man that's a scarecrow. What do you think? Love wins? Love does not win. Vanity wins in the end. Okay. That's just how the world works. Pretty privilege. We need to bring back pretty privilege. And Fiyero and Glinda together would have been one hot couple. And again, make America hot again. Because we're just like, we're not dating scarecrows anymore. Okay. That's just not what we're going to do. And I was not a fan. But they're like, she saved him. And I was like, but did she? Did she really? Did she really save him? Because I don't know if she did. if that's what he has to live his life like. But not only that. So spoiler, because obviously we know the Wizard of Oz, and Dorothy comes and she's like, clack, clack, bitch, I'm going home with my shoes. So the Madame Mirabal, right? I don't, what is her name? I call her Mirabal. Like she's on Dancing with the Stars. So Madame Mirabal, she goes and she's like, actually, I know how we're going to get Alphaba out of the forest and to stop banging Glinda's man. We're going to bring her back with a tornado. And so she's like Storm from the X-Men, and she's like, whoosh, 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 and she creates this tornado that comes and it picks up a house in Kansas, and it's Dorothy's house. So she takes Dorothy's house and then she drops it on Nessa Rose, the bitch in the wheelchair. Okay. And then the bitch in the wheelchair is dead. Right? Because obviously she got smashed by a house. And you know what? To be fair, Nessa Rose deserved it. Throw another house on her. I didn't like that bitch at all. Not even a little bit. I don't even feel bad that she's in a wheelchair. She got to do her little, I can believe I can fly. She got to do her little moment. And she had her little dance number, and good for her. But like, no, smash her again. Right? Well, actually, I bet she wanted to be smashed, but she wanted to be smashed by Bach. But Bach is really in love with Glinda. But we never really get like closure to that storyline. Like he's just like in love with Glinda, but then he's like after the witch. But then again, we never really know, because like Glinda's like, ew, I'm not going to date you. You're like a Tin Man. Gross. Like she had Fiero, and then you want her to go for the Tin Man? You think she just fell out of a coconut tree? Come on, get it together. Anyway. So Nessa Rose gets smashed by the house, and then Dorothy comes and she's like, oh my God, I smashed the witch. And then the Wizard of Oz is like, yeah, you smashed the witch, bitch. Now you have to go get the other witch. And she's like, okay. And then she goes and she finds Elphaba, and she's like, I'm gonna get, and then Elphaba has her monkeys throw her in like a basement, and somehow she comes out of the basement, and then she gets a bucket of water. And I don't know how Dorothy knows to throw. I mean, I haven't seen the Wizard of Oz in a long time, but Dorothy somehow like telepathically knows I have to get the water and throw the water on the witch. And then Alpha was like, oh, I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting. And then Ariana Grande, Glinda, she's there and she's like, oh no, she's melting, she's melting. She watches her die, and then she's like, oh my God. And then she leaves, right? And so she goes back to the town and she like saves the animals. And then she finds out that Alphaba's dad is really the Wizard of Oz. So then she goes back and she's like, hey, Mirrorball, bitch, smash. I'm about to crack you. You're done. And so she gets rid of the mirror ball lady. And then she goes to the Wizard of Oz and she's like, guess what? I'm Maury. I got the paternity test. And guess what? You are the father. And so she tells the Wizard of Oz that his daughter is actually Elphaba. And she's green because of, I don't know, some potion that the mom drank because the mama was a floozy back in the day. And we don't want to talk about how Elphaba's mom was a floozy back in the day, but it looks like she inherited those genes, right? She inherited those Sydney Sweeney genes from her mama. And so, you know, it's just that's what they do. And also I heard a rumor that Elphaba in the book has a bush, but it's a purple bush. So not only is she green, but then she has a purple bush. And I'm just like, poor Elphaba had the cards stacked against her from the get-go. But it's okay because Fiero liked her, right? And then she went and he chose her purple bush over Ariana Grande's, you know, pretty little bald kitty. And then she turns him into a fucking scarecrow. Like, what kind of mess is that? Like, what kind of, like, who, like, that's wrong. What is SpongeBob doing the whole movie? Is he just a prop? Oh, that's yeah. So he's Bach. And so Bach, he gets turned into the Tin Man. And so I'm just like, Elphaba's out here giving monkeys wings and taking away their voices and turning little munchkins that aren't even small into Tin Men, and then turning her hot boyfriend into the Scarecrow. And I'm just like, what good has this bitch done? Like, I feel like she's just all over here just like causing chaos, right? Ableist. Yeah. Donna said Zack is clearly racist and anti-disabled people. It's called ableist, Donna. If you're going to throw a slur at me, if you're going to sling an ism at me, then at least know what it's called. It's called ableism. And I'm ableist, especially towards Nessa Rose, because the bitch in the wheelchair, I'm going to spin her right round and throw her down the yellow brick road and be like, bitch, get out of this office. You're over here trying to keep Bach. She's trying to keep Bach from leaving because he's like, I want to go. And she's like, no way, you come back here right now. And then she keeps him locked in the town. So Nessa Rose, wicked. That's why. Smash her again. But so yeah, then in the end, we find out that Elphaba, that when Dorothy threw the water on Elphaba, she didn't really die. She went, and then she had like a trapdoor, like she's like a magician. And so she was hiding in the trapdoor, and then she was in there, and then Fiero's comes and he finds her and he's like, hey lady, are you in there? And she's like, it's me. And then and then they go off, and then they're like in a desert, and like that's how it ends. Is they're like in a desert, and at least Ariana Grande, Glinda went. She got rid of the Madame Mirabal lady, and then she got rid of the Wizard of Oz because she's like, I know your bluff, and you are the father. And then he's like, and then he turns into a deadbeat dad, and he runs off, and Glinda's like, that's right, bitch. And so he's gone, and then Mirabal, we don't really know. I don't know what happened to her, but she's gone, and then she lets all the animals back into the kingdom. Right, like it's the Lion King, and she's like, Savannah. And so it's like Glinda did everything. Where's Elphaba still hiding? And then Elphaba goes, and somehow her and Fiyero, they like escape off into the sunset, but then they're like in the Sahara Desert. And I'm just like, what? Why are they in the Sahara? What are they doing in the desert? Doesn't she want to be with all her animal friends? And now well, I guess now she's like dead, but she's like, oh, it's okay. I have to die because the people have to hate me because they need someone. And Glinda, you can be the hero. They need someone to be wicked so that you can be good. So I guess that's why she can't like come back. But I'm also like, you're bibbity boppity booping everybody into all these strange creatures. Can't you bibbity boppity boop yourself into like a lady without green skin, or bibbity boppity boo your boyfriend back into something hot? You know, like it's just a mess. Like it's a whole mess. And like Glinda needs to come and like fix. Well, actually, no. Glinda thinks she's dead, and Glinda also thinks her fiance is dead. So that's another thing that Elphaba does, is she breaks Glinda's heart because Glinda's like grieving and she's sad. And little does she know that they're out in the Sahara Desert doing who the hell knows what. How are they going to survive in the Sahara Desert? I don't even know. Why are they in the desert? I don't know. Period. Glinda's arc. Yeah, Glinda's arc was great. She like comes full circle, and she's like the true hero. They led me to believe that Elphaba was the real hero, but Elphaba was not a hero. Elphaba didn't do shit, and people were just like, "Oh, but she inspired Glinda to be good." Did she though? Did she? I don't know. That's like a little bit of a mess. How about bibbity boppity boop her bush to green? Well, I don't know if we want. Do we want her bush to be green, Beth? I mean, purple is kind of wild. And also, how did this movie get turned into a musical and then a movie, right? Like, how did we go from Purple Bush to like Ariana Grande starring, you know? Cynthia Erivo. Oh, Zack's had too much coffee this morning. Actually, I have not had nearly enough coffee this morning. I should have more coffee. All right, I want to hear your thoughts, but really quickly, let's take a beat when the beat drops, because listen, you know what else is dropping? It's the holiday season, And when the holiday season rolls around, it feels like there's a party every weekend. Am I right? All the sugary drinks tend to add up. But this season, I'm going to be reaching for Soul's out of office gummies instead. Same vibe, low in calories, and zero hangover. Right? We all know that the holiday season can be stressful with the endless shopping and travels and parties every weekend. And sometimes I just want to like slow down, actually relax. And that's when I reach for my out of office gummies from Soul. It's the perfect balance of CBD and THC. And it just helps me find my calm and like keep my inner zen, my inner peace. Soul is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. I have the blue raspberry, the 3 milligram gummies, and they are perfection. I feel like Elphaba could use some of those, and maybe she can chill and like get her head on straight. But they're best-selling out-of-office gummies from Soul. They're designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. They have 5 different strains that you can choose from. That way you can tailor the dose to fit your vibe, from like a gentle 1.5 milligram microdose to their newest 15 milligram gummy. Crazy, but that gives you the full elevated experience. And not crazy in a bad way, crazy in like I feel elevated. I feel good. I feel, yes, holiday season. Take advantage of Soul's Black Friday Cyber Monday deal right now. For a limited time, get 40% off. That's 40% off. That's insane. 40% off. Black Friday Cyber Monday deal. 40% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code NOFILTER. That's getsoul, SOUL, getsoul.com. Use the promo code NOFILTER for 40% off. Don't miss their best deal of the year. Go right now. Thanks, Zack, for giving me my weekly quotes. What's your quote of the week this time? Copper says, I cannot wait for a turkey meal. I know, that's right. We're getting turkey. We're getting turked up. Beth says, oh my God, I need to go get those gummies. I knew that was next. Yes, get some of the gummies. Listen, last chance to save. No filter, 40% off. Get it. Getsoul.com. I just want to say this is my fault for wasting 25 minutes of my life listening to you. You can leave. I promise you can leave. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Thanks. Breaking windows is it, right? Apparently. Dot says I've had way too much coffee today. I don't think I have. Isaac said, God, I'm exhausted. That's why I'm not watching. Theaters in DR are not even showing the movie and people are raging. Why aren't they showing the movie? Is it because she's green? They're racist against green people. I don't know. Oh, Zootopia. Lori says I'm going to see Zootopia too. Oh, Zootopia sounds like fun. Zootopia sounds like a good time. I went on a date recently with this one guy. It was only one date and it didn't go anywhere, but he was like really into Zootopia and he was really excited about Zootopia. He's like, I cannot wait. I'm going to watch the premiere and da, da, da. And so, yeah, he was really excited about that. And then he texted me and he's like, I'm just getting friend vibes. And I was just like, you can leave. I was like, all right, bye. Is it weird that they have laundry detergent that's wicked scented? What is wicked scented? Well, I mean, if it smells anything like Alphaba, it smells like sweaty purple coochie. And you know what? Not the good kind. Zack, what do you do for Thanksgiving? Cry. No, I'm kidding. I cook and I spend it with my family. Isn't that what you normally do for Thanksgiving? Oh my God, Zack, your wicked commentary. Is my commentary wicked? Gain laundry detergent has wicked smell. What does it smell like? It smells wicked, but what does wicked smell like? Does it smell like Fiero? What does it smell? A little uncertain of what. I don't know. But also imagine a purple bush. Like that's just crazy. Let's see if that's root. Alpha have a purple bush. The idea of Alphaba having a purple bush originates from a fan theory that's related to the book Wicked, which speculates about the nature of her pubic hair. This speculation stems from ambiguous descriptions in the book, particularly the scene of her birth and later intimate moments where it is suggested that Alphaba might be intersex. Oh, great. Now we're LGBTQIA2+. Okay. A specific online rumor suggests in a scene that the book parodies the biblical story of Moses. And we're making fun of Jesus? What is... The more I learn about Wicked, it parodies the biblical story of Moses and the burning of the bush, where the bush in question refers to Alphaba's pubic hair, which is somehow unusual, green, purple, or otherwise. What? However, the book does not explicitly state that Alphaba has purple pubic hair. This is a rumor and a fan interpretation based on hints of her being different from the other Ozians. Well, obviously, she's fucking green. Her primary physical difference mentioned is her green skin. Yes, we know that. The book in the Wicked Years series contains mature content and are different from the Broadway musical adaptation, which focuses more on the story of friendship between Alphaba and Glinda. Interesting. So it's Alphaba and her burning bush. Well, why would it be purple is my question. Okay, yes. Jonah says Jesus is my homeboy. Yes, Jesus is my homeboy too. But like, right? Beth said, I guess her bush would be more Duraflame log. Yeah, I would think red. Like, who came up with the theory that they're like, oh, it's on fire. Let's say it's purple. Like, why is that what you think it is? Raquel, I'm with you. Why would it be purple is my question, right? Why would it be purple? Purple matches well with green. Does it, Mishy? I don't know. I mean, if you're the Joker, maybe, but like, or what is it? Yeah, the Joker. Also a weird fan there, right? Yeah, of all the colors in the world, why purple? Yeah, like where did purple pick up? Like when were we like, let's go with purple? That sounds like the most rational option of them all. I don't know. Laura had to take shelter. Oh no. Is Laura okay, guys? We're gonna send love and prayers to Laura. She had to take shelter. I pray she stays safe. Yes, let's send some love and prayers and good energy to Laura. We love you, Laura. Is Donna in the live chat? Is Donna here? Makes me think of Barney. It does kind of think of Barney, right? The book is extremely dark and disturbing. Well, yeah. Okay. That Nick Viall should host a reunion with Alphaba and Glinda. No. Nick Viall should not host anymore. Nick Viall should barely be hosting a podcast. Okay, let's be for real. Okay, so those are my thoughts on Wicked. Let's move on to Rebel Wilson. Rebel, because she's finally opening up about this drama with the Deb, all of the legal drama. She's calling it her worst nightmare. So I guess to recap, so Rebel Wilson is now caught in some like legal drama because there's this woman. Why is her name slipping my mind? Who Amanda Ghost. So Amanda Ghost, I guess, is in this new movie with Rebel Wilson, and it's called The Deb. And Rebel was supposed to be directing it, and Amanda, Rebel claims, was SH'd by producers on the film. And then Rebel brought that forward and it became public. And then Amanda was like, actually, no, I wasn't. That's not true. And then Rebel's like, no, she's lying. It did happen. They did this to her. And then they paid her off and they bribed her. And so that's why she's retracted that's why she's saying that it didn't happen when it actually did happen. And then the lady's like, no, Rebel, this did not happen. You're totally making this up. And then Rebel is now coming out and she's like, it was my duty to report it. I believe in women. But she did 60 Minutes Australia. I guess she's trying to get ahead of the narrative. She's claiming that people are just trying to sling mud at her and it's her worst nightmare. She says it came out of left field, these issues, and yeah, it was horrible to deal with, and I had to try and navigate it professionally. So she has two separate lawsuits that she's facing right now. That one of them is a defamation lawsuit, and then the other is a breach of contract lawsuit. They've been going back and forth, but that's basically the gist of it. Is it stems from her claiming that this Amanda Ghost woman was assaulted on or harassed on the set, and so she's claiming that this absolutely did happen. Look, this is from Deadline. It says, laying out her side of the story, Wilson alleged that the day prior to the 60 Minutes Australia crew's visit to the set back in 2013, she and local producers on the movie were locked in a room and forced to sign documents. She insinuated that she and her team were threatened and alleged that she was told the movie would be canceled and her crew would be out of work if they didn't comply with the NDAs. At the time, I said, what is this? Is this like the KGB? Wilson went on to further say that she was the target of incessant bullying and harassment because she had also spoken out about the behavior of the producers. Wilson also accused the trio of embezzlement. The producers denied the assertions, including the allegation about being locked in a room fiasco. Of particular contention is Wilson's claim that Starlet McInnes, a newcomer, was harassed by Ghost. So Ghost was apparently the harasser, and the other woman was apparently the one that was being harassed. Wilson asserted that McInnes told her that Ghost made her take a bath and a shower with her after the latter had a medical reaction to cold water during the filming of Bondi Beach, an incident that Wilson said McInnes described as uncomfortable. Rebel Wilson's currently repped by Brian Friedman, and they're claiming that the Friedman repped Wilson has also claimed that Ghost essentially forced McInnes into a relationship during their production. She said, I felt in my position as director, I had to report it. The moment I did, started all the retaliation against me. McInnes has disputed the claim and in August 2025 began the early stages of a defamation proceeding, arguing that the director damaged her reputation in a series of Instagram posts between September 2024 and July 2025. All I can say is she came to me. She made what I obviously inferred as a SH complaint, and I had a duty to then act on it, Wilson said. When presented with texts in which the Bridesmaids alum seemed to have clarified the bizarre situation with Ghost and relayed that the incident did not actually make McInnes uncomfortable, Wilson said this was her trying to maintain professional communication with Ghost, who was the access to money for the film ahead of the commencement of production. But at the same time, I'm feeling very uneasy, Wilson described. Additionally, Wilson has claimed that the producers attempted to siphon her nearly $1 million, $1 million Australian dollars from the film's budget. The producers doubled down, saying that Wilson didn't understand the intricacies of budgets as a first-time director, which Wilson scoffed at, citing her law degree and history of producing other projects. Addressing her explosive July 2024 Instagram video in which she blasted the absolute fuckwits producers for withholding the film's premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival last year, Wilson also pushed back against the claim that she wouldn't release the film because of their ongoing issues, calling it absolute rubbish. She added, "They knew it would be good for me as a first-time female director to have that profile, and they blocked it as part of their retaliation for me speaking up against them, saying that the trio made the film out of spite to bury it." While the public call out on Instagram worked and the Deb premiered at TIFF, which is the Toronto Film Festival, it also launched the defamation cases. The producers maintained the dispute is also a result of Wilson missing out on writing credit. The Jojo Rabbit actress admitted that she felt she deserved shared credit, having received just an additional one, but has previously called the claim false. Elsewhere on 60 Minutes, Wilson rebuked the more salacious element of the protracted legal he said, she said, in which the producers have accused her of launching a bullying smear campaign via malicious websites, which characterized Ghost as a trafficker akin to the Indian Ghislaine Maxwell. Wilson maintained that she had zero to do with the sites and claims that she orchestrated the attacks are absolutely untrue. She also called into question the veracity of text messages that implicate her in the creation of them when pressed further on whether she directed her social media followers to the websites and ensured Ghost's associates had been made aware of them. Wilson said, "I don't have any memory of doing that." No, that was just suddenly she forgot. Okay, so this is where like Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace come in, is I believe she hires Tag to help run essentially a smear campaign against Ghost, against Amanda Ghost. She like has them. So Charlotte McGinnis is the actress, and Amanda Ghost is the producer that she claims assaulted Charlotte. Or harassed Charlotte by making her go in the shower or whatever she made her do, in something with the shower. And so then I guess they have text messages that implicate Rebel Wilson as essentially being like, yes, put the hit out. And so people are now trying to compare Melissa Nathan, who obviously was hired by Justin Baldoni and Wayfair, and Blake Lively is claiming that Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace were hired to smear her. And they're saying, no, we didn't. Whereas in this case, it's a little bit different because it seems like they do have the potential to launch these smear campaigns, and it, isn't beyond the scope of work that they're willing to do, Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace, seemingly based off of this Rebel Wilson case. However, the difference, though, is it appears Rebel Wilson did call the shot and was like, yes, let's bury them, whereas Justin Baldoni wanted to play it more passive and did not want to bury them. Did not want to bury Blake Lively. So if anything, this may help or it may hurt, because it shows that Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace can essentially run a smear campaign. And it does appear that Rebel Wilson hired them and then wanted to run that type of campaign against them. So it's interesting. Where is the standard in morals now? I mean, yeah, that the lines have gotten a little blurred. But so Rebel's claiming that that's not true, or she doesn't remember having these communications. But we'll see. In the interview, she said, no, she didn't hire Melissa. She said that it was her lawyer, Brian's PR. Yeah, Brian Friedman. So, I mean, this is where it does get a little messy. But I believe, if in my recollection of the Baldoni Wayfair drama with Blake Lively, they hired Melissa Nathan first and then brought in Brian Friedman. So it does appear that maybe Brian Friedman and Melissa Nathan kind of worked together. Isaac says, of course they can. Who doesn't know how to run a smear campaign in Hollywood? I mean, yeah, the smear campaigns I feel like happen all the time. So blurred lines, I agree, Jonah. Blurred lines for sure. It's kind of, it's dicey territory. So who knows where it goes from here? Does Ozempic make you lose your mind? I don't know. Ask. Oh, that's right, because Rebel is on Ozempic too, or she's on one of those GLP-1s, right? Okay. Make sure your warnings are on. Oh yeah, yes, guys, we're still sending love and prayers to Laura. Tornado warning. Laura's one of our mods here. She keeps the live chat popping and keeps it sane. So we love Laura. So please send her good thoughts, good prayers, good vibes, all the good. We love you, Laura. We love you. Look at this. Demani Sherwat 7447 gifted 10 Zack Pack memberships. That's so sweet. So sweet for YouTube. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Rebel seems to be hard to deal with also. Yeah, she doesn't seem like the easiest. All right, guys, go send. Sorry, I ended up stealing most of the 11th hour, but go send some love to Donna Bowling. She's going to be going live, so go send her some love. And don't forget, it's Monday, but this week we're voting for Robert Irwin to win Dancing with the Stars. So go show some love. Put all the crocodile emojis in Donna's live chat to let her know that the Zack Pack is back and popping. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Vote for Robert on Dancing with the Stars this week. All right, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now. Goodbye. I love you. I appreciate you. Bye. Give me a follow, Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. And if you're not a member yet of No Filter All Access, then definitely become a member of No Filter All Access. The link is in the description below. You can sign up, get exclusive content, bonus episodes. We have all of my Bravo content that's up there right now. You get all of these episodes, but just completely ad-free. So you can listen to the show fully ad-free. Yeah. Bonus episodes, book club, our next Zoom meeting. Remember, those aren't recorded. So if you miss it, you miss it. So come early. But get ready. You can join our Zoom call this Friday for Black Friday. We're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving together. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Ciao for now. Bye.